I want to go through an example of how you're going to show me that you understand this mechanism. You're going to trace through a program. These are the boxes for each variable in a program, and you're going to show me how the values of the variables change as the programs get executed. And you're going to do it for call by value and call by reference and call by copy restore. Here, because call by value is so simple, I'm just going to go through it by copy by reference, and then I'll do it for copy restore. So this is just an example again. Don't think of this as C or C++ or Java or Ada, right? This is just a pseudocode now. And we're going to assume that this function foo is passing its parameters by reference first, and then later we'll do what if it's by copy restore. We have a P variable, which is a global variable. It's not local to those two functions. So initially that value is 3, right? In the main, we have a B variable, and initially it's 5. And then we have an array, and I know that only the C0 will matter, this one. So I'm just going to show this one, but in general, you would have to show all 4 locations of the array. Okay, and then you get to the foo function, and it has 3 local variables, H, O, and M. But because it's by reference, you won't have an actual value here. You're going to have a reference. So usually in the old days, I would say H, right, here is going to point to B, so I would go make a pointer to say this is really a name for this. But because on Canvas you can't draw these arrows, I'm going to ask you to do an arrow right here. So you put an equal greater than, so this means an arrow, and here you're going to put the name of the variable that it points to. So everybody agrees that H points to B, C also points to B in this call here, so this will be a reference to the same variable. And the last one, M, is going to point to C0, which is this variable here. So everybody understand why I put this arrow? It just means that these are actually references to these main variables because we're doing call by reference. And by the way, this is where this is important to remember that call by reference is actually eager evaluation. Because notice, how do I know that this points to C0? Because I had to evaluate this expression to figure out this is C of 0. So I'm evaluating this. I'm going to get the address of this location, and this is what I'm passing. It's important for later. Just remember, I'm passing the address of this location. So I have to evaluate this first to get its address, and I'm getting C0. And so now I'm going to run through the program quickly because this is just a review of C++. When you take the value of P and you assign it to O, it will say, well, what is P? It's 3. And you assign it to O, which means you're assigning it to this one. You're going to get an assignment of 3 to this value. So the 5 is gone and the 3 is replacing it, right? Because remember, when you assign to O, you're really assigning to whatever it points to. So notice time is going to go this way. So you'll do the assignments going to the right in that table. So what is M plus P? Well, M is really C0, so it's 6. P is 3, so we get 9, and we're going to assign that to H, which is really B, so suddenly this becomes 9, right? Does that make sense? This is just a review of what we did earlier. It's just a bigger program. So what is M? M is the value of C0, which is 6. 6 will be assigned to P. Oh, now we're going to change the global variable. And notice how I'm going to the right, so I can see that this happened before this, which happened before this. So I have my timeline here. And finally, what is P plus M? Well, P is now 6, M is 6, so that's 12, and I'm going to assign that to M, which is C0. So this 6 is going to become 12. Okay, so this is how you trace call by reference. Does that make sense? So here is the new one now. How do you do copy restore? Well, you go from the beginning and say, okay, P is 3, B is still 5 to start with, C0 is still 6, and now you have to show me that you know that copy restore does this plus call by value. So it's still going to point, H is going to point to B, O is going to point to B, and M is going to point to C0, right? Remember, we're taking the same pseudocode, and now we're assuming that foo is doing copy restore. But remember now we're going to have a second copy of H, O, and M, the copy H, and the value of copy H is going to be the original value of B, which is 5. So now you do have all 5 here, you do have a 5 here, and you do have a 6 here, because that's the value of C0. So you see how you show me copy restore? Is you show me that for each parameter, there's 2 things. There's a pointer to B, and there's also a local copy for the value of B. And for O, there's a pointer to O, which is B, and then a value, and so on and so forth. This is how I know that this is called by reference. There's only a reference, and this is called by copy restore, because there's reference and a copy. So this is called the copy in phase, right? Because you just copied the values of the parameters into the function. And now you're going to do the function proper, right? The body of the function itself. So you assign P to O. So what's the value of P? Well, it's the global 3. You're going to assign that to O, which is this one. But now you're not going to use the reference, right? This is copy restore. You're going to work on the copy. So the copy will become 3 because of this assignment. Because P is 3 and you're assigning it to O, which is really this local copy. Yes? So M plus P, M is 6. Now you always look at the local copy. So 6 plus 3 is 9. You're going to assign that to the copy of H, to whatever H is, which is this one. So now you got 9. Notice the timeline goes this way. Do you see how it works? You're just doing the same as before, but you're working on the copies, not on the references. So what's the value of M? It's 6, and you assign that to P, which is the global. So now you got a 6 here. And P plus M is 6. M is 6, so we got a 12, and we assign that to M, so it's the local copy, 12. That's called the body proper, right? So first you copy in the values, then you execute the body. And then remember, there's a restore phase. And the restore always works like this. You're going to go from left to right, and you're going to restore the value of the local variable back to what it pointed to. So this is why you need the addresses here, so you know where to restore this. So 9 is going to be assigned back to B. And then you go here and say, wait, O is also restored to B because you had 2 pointers to B. So O, which is 3, will be assigned and overwrite this one. So the order matters, right? Left to right when you do the restore. Because you have 2 pointers to the same thing. The last one's going to win, the O. And finally, the value of M, which was 12, is going to be assigned to C of 0. And you're done. And what do you notice? The values are not the same. At the end of the program, P used to be 6, now it's 6 in the other one. But notice B used to be 9, and now it's 3. So you can see there is a difference in terms of behavior between the two. So you can't say that by reference is the same as copy restore. Even when there's no exceptions going on, the result might not be the same. That's why they are different. Another reason why you might want to use them. I hope you get a sense of how copy restore works.